Brought to you by Fat Brothers Tallow, the premium tallow for clean cooking and natural skincare. 100% grass-fed, zero hormones or antibiotics, made in the USA and available in original, garlic, herb, and chili season, my personal favorite. Use the link in the description for up to 20% off, free shipping on 2 or more jars, and a free tallow balm with every order. Grab yours today at fatbrothersfoods.com. Heyo! What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 286 of the Bench Podcast, recapping week number 5. The big Giants, the undefeateds, go down. Comebacks galore. I think 5 or 6 comebacks. A really good game here on Monday Night Football as the Jaguars take down the Chiefs. Really, really fun week 5. A week 5 of football, AJ, that absolutely kicked my ass. I had a terrible weekend of football, to be honest. In fantasy world, my Eagles lost. We'll get into all of it as we recap week number 5. If you're watching on YouTube for the first time, thanks for following. To all of you new followers, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching, whether you discovered us on a short form video or long form or live stream. We're happy you are part of the Bench Warmer family. Make sure you are following along because we are touching all things NFL, fantasy, betting, everything we can across all platforms. Speaking of all platforms, make sure you're following on social media as well. That's at Bench Show, Instagram, X, and TikTok. All sorts of stuff going up there, all sorts of conversations, fun conversations going on all those different platforms, on the different posts. So make sure you're a part of that. And then make sure you're listening, subscribed, maybe on the way to work, for a jog. Maybe you can't turn the TV on. You just got to turn us on any audio platform. We are available as well. Of course, brought to you by the Fans First Sports Network. AJ, let's, before we jump into a complete week 5 recap, obviously Monday Night Football just wrapped up. It is 8:33 here on the West Coast when we're recording this. The Chiefs get chiefed at the end of the game by Trevor Lawrence. Yes, Trevor Lawrence and the 4-1 Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs return to the under 500 club, and the Jaguars keep on rolling. A win last week and a win this week, and they are now 4-1. We will dive into it, but just overall takeaways from the game. You just watch it as well.
I mean, the magic continues for the Jags. It hasn't run out yet. We saw a 99-yard pick six. We saw Trevor Lawrence fall twice and then continue to run and one in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the whole game and I still don't know what to make of it because Patrick Mahomes looked fantastic. The Chiefs looked fantastic, at least on the offensive side. Yeah, just a weird one, but that's how the Jags have won this year. The ball bounces their way and they capitalize off of forcing turnovers, which they're the best team in the NFL at.
Yeah, and that's kind of erased a lot of mistakes for them. Devin Lloyd, of course, with that 99 or whatever yard return on Patrick Mahomes, picks him off. He's been playing lights out. Yeah. He's due for a contract this offseason. They did not pick up his option, so he's going to get paid. And the Jaguars did that with a number of these players on the defense with the new regime coming in. So they're going to lose a lot of this defense. But for now, they have some dogs over there that are forcing turnovers. We saw them come up late there with, even with Mahomes in 23 seconds, you're thinking, oh no, Butker can kick it from about 70. This is definitely not over. But the defense coming up big there at the end. And it was two good teams. And when that kind of stuff happens, something like a turnover and a pick six can really swing the game. And I think that's really the story of it. The Jags were good enough on offense. They certainly didn't look sharp to me. Didn't run the ball well tonight. Passing game was very clunky, very hit or miss. We talked about before the game. It just looks very unsure, almost like someone learning to speak a language for the first time, just very unsure. But they kind of just figured it out, and Trevor Lawrence's legs bailed them out of a lot tonight, especially in the red zone.
Yeah, and it would seem to be the main weapon in the red zone was Trevor Lawrence's legs. I mean, you look at them scoring 31 points, and then you look at the box score. And I mean, right here, just on the ESPN box score, the Chiefs led in passing, rushing, and receiving. They had the individual leader in all three stats, but the Jags just pulled away and were able to win this one.
Chiefs going below 500 is not ideal, but you feel like they're turning things around. You mentioned Patrick Mahomes. He's been good all year. Like he's been the one constant with them. It looks a little better now because he's working with better players and stuff starting to click. It's not as ugly of an offense, but still some missed opportunities for sure. And I think once Rashee Rice comes back for this offense, it's gonna change everything.
Yeah,
it's gonna change everything. You saw them kind of because they can't run the ball, and so they started this game with that short, quick passing offense, kind of in place of the run. And all I could think of is, in 2 weeks, that's going to be Rashee Rice ripping off a 15-yard gain instead of Travis Kelce stumbling into a 5-yard gain. I think Rashee Rice is going to change this offense. But I'm concerned with the run game.
Yeah,
AJ, there's so much on Patrick Mahomes, and Pacheco looked better tonight, but I think they need to make a move.
Yeah, I fully agree. And Pacheco did look a lot better. He was being used a bit in the passing game. They utilized the rookie Bashard Smith. They gave him a few carries, and they utilized him in the passing game as well. But I fully agree. They definitely need to go pick somebody up because Kareem Hunt's just not. He did score 2 touchdowns tonight, but you need somebody you can rely on for those quick yards, those move the chains yards, and they just don't have a guy like that. Unfortunately, Pacheco just hasn't looked the same since his leg injury early last year.
Right. Jags win. They go to 4-1. Chiefs 2-3. But I think we feel good about both these teams moving forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's jump into the rest of the games here. I'll pull up ESPN here so we have a visual as we move through. Real quick on Thursday Night Football, we didn't get to talk about it too much. We'll touch on it real quick. But the Niners win severely undermanned. They moved to 4-1 as well. So all of a sudden, AJ, they lead the NFC. They're in first place in the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers. Rams go to 3-2. I feel fine about the Rams, but there is some bonehead stuff going on there toward the end of games, some execution stuff toward the end of games that is concerning to me. We did talk about this one a little bit on the pick show, so I don't want to go into too much, but just any closing thoughts on that before we move on?
It's just weird. It's not normal to see this from the Rams. Again, though, this is a short week. Weird things happen in those short weeks divisional matchups. I don't put too much weight into this one. They're coming off of 2 weird losses, that week 4 against the Eagles, and now this. I'll need to look at the schedule to see who they're playing next, but I'm not too worried about the Rams.
Vikings and Browns in a good one over at 6:30 in the morning here on the West Coast in London, I believe. It was a really good one. This kind of kicked off the day and set the tone for the comeback wins. The Vikings pulled this one out 21-17 over the Cleveland Browns. And last minute touchdown here. Jordan Addison's looking good. Carson Wentz is, game-winning drive. Let's start there, AJ. Do we have a quarterback controversy? That's what everyone wants to talk about.
I think we definitely should. I don't know if we will, though.
That's kind of where you've been, right?
I think they'll eventually go back to J.J. McCarthy. Personally, I think there should absolutely be a quarterback controversy here. I think they should be making this decision, I don't know, week to week, but you should be at least assessing the 2 quarterbacks because you have what can be a winning football team. And if J.J. McCarthy can't get the job done, you have a guy in Carson Wentz that's proven that he can.
I'm a little concerned, AJ, with like an emotional attachment to J.J. McCarthy as far as he's our pick. He's our guy, because even now you already see what Darnold's out there doing.
Right.
And you had this guy in the building. You had eyes on him. You knew what he was and what he was capable of. And at this point, we're looking at another Baker Mayfield type situation, at least, at this stage of it. I think Baker Mayfield, I got some strong statements on him later. But I think Darnold looks great. He looks like a really, really good quarterback, someone that maybe the Vikings could have definitely used going forward. But they seem a little bit tied to McCarthy. So I agree with you. I think they're going to go back to McCarthy. I don't know if it's the right choice. And it's going to be interesting to see that play out because offense was doing nothing when McCarthy was there. Aside from the second half in week 1.
He played 1 good quarter out of 8.
On the other side, AJ, the Cleveland Browns, 1-4 now. They go to Dylan Gabriel. I thought Dylan Gabriel looked really good. I think it's something to be really excited about. I thought he looked sharp. I thought Stefanski was in his bag. And they have an identity now with Judkins, similar to what they had before with Chubb. I like what they're doing. It's just a year away.
Yeah.
Maybe
What did we used to say? A year away from being a year away.
There it is. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they got a little something with Dylan Gabriel. It was just nice to see. I didn't want to turn on the TV and see him just absolutely struggling. So it was just, as a football fan, that was nice to see. Hey, this guy that there was a lot of controversy around them picking him where they picked him ahead of certain other players or a certain other player. It's just nice to see him get out on the football field and prove, hey, I belong in this league.
Pretty much confirmed. We won't see Shedeur Sanders at least before week 15 at the earliest. You got to ride this out. I mean, Minnesota to face. I don't want to talk about this too long, I guess, because it's the Browns. But I think to face Brian Flores in your first start and do what he did, I don't think he turned the ball over. He threw 2 touchdowns. They almost won this one. Yeah, I think it's very impressive. Something you should be excited. This segment is brought to you by Mother's Tacos, the spot serving up the most authentic Mexico City-style tacos right here in Ventura, California. Founders Benny and Charles are bringing the same traditions to us. Handmade tortillas, juicy meat, pineapple, onion, cilantro, salsa, tacos made with amor de madre. So whether you're watching the game, hanging out with friends, or just craving the real deal, hit up Mother's Tacos. Authentic, flavorful, unforgettable. Check them out in Ventura and taste why there's no turning back once you've had a taco made with love. Let's move on to another game we're not going to talk too much about either. The Colts and the Raiders, 40-6 in this one, AJ. Colts continue to roll. Jonathan Taylor looks great. Daniel Jones looks great. And the Raiders are just, I mean, this is why you don't pick a running back in the first round when you have so many holes up and down the roster. Genty's a great player. Genty ain't helping you. 46.
No, yeah, 40-6. It just, Geno Smith, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Like it's over.
I don't know if they have a league over there, but you're going.
Did you see the tweet from Damian Lillard?
What?
Damian Lillard, Oakland native, so fan of the Raiders. He just tweeted out, "Let's go ahead and trade for Shedeur." Because I mean, at this point,
yeah.
And who do they have? Do they still have Aiden O'Connell as the backup?
No, their backup, AJ, is Kenny Pickett.
Ooh. Oh,
Traded for him right before the season. People are still trading for Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess there with Geno Smith. And I was talking to a Raiders fan, and I was thinking, you know what? Everyone was so concerned with the Seahawks. Are they even upgrading? Is Sam Darnold really an upgrade over Geno Smith? And I mean, at least 5 weeks through the season, yes. Absolutely an upgrade. Let's move on now to the Saints and Giants. Listen, these aren't like headliner matchups, but they ended up being pretty good games. The Saints win this one 26-14 over the Giants. Kind of surprised by that. But if you look into the box score and kind of look at how things played out, the Saints are playing better than you think. And Spencer Rattler is playing better than you think. And so these are 2 bad teams. One of them had to win, and the Saints just had the better of them this day. I think the Giants still have a lot to look forward to. I think Jackson Darts looked fine. And I think it's just, but get through this season, guys, and see what you got at the end of the season.
Yeah, when speaking on Spencer Rattler, I mean, this is probably the most undercover, well-playing quarterback in the league. He's playing well every week. He's doing what he has to do. And I think the Giants had an emotional win last week with Jackson Dart starting, the Malik Neighbors injury. Right. So coming back down to earth here against the Saints in this one, and just nice to see Spencer Rattler get I think this is his first win ever as a starting quarterback.
First win ever. I think he's 1-10 now. So
wow.
Yeah. Alvin Kamara, get him to a playoff team, yeah?
Yeah, get him to the Chiefs.
Yeah, get him in. Yeah. I just want to see him I want to see him in the playoffs. I want to see him winning. I don't want to see him wasting away in the Saints here as they're turning to a new running back anyway. I think Kenji Miller actually led in touches this week, and the takeover is happening. Might as well move on from him. Let's jump now to the Cowboys and Jets. Cowboys are rolling offensively, even without CeeDee Lamb. Defensively, they're looking better, 37-22. They pulled this one out, even had a couple sacks on defense, which that just was unheard of the first couple of weeks. AJ, they started, I think, 4 backup linemen on offense today. Still, Javonte Williams got going. He's been talk about someone no one's talking about. Javonte Williams, 16 carries, 135 yards and a touchdown. He's back. He's back from that ACL, and he looks great. But the Jets, AJ, 0 takeaways, 5 games, 5 losses.
Yeah, I read that this morning that they're the first team ever with 0 takeaways in the first 5 games. And this was a beatdown. Don't let this score fool you. It
Total
was
beatdown.
What was it, 30-6 at one point going into the fourth quarter. The Jets with a couple garbage time TDs, an absolute beatdown. And this is really disappointing. Aaron Glenn, it's just there's no way he continues past this season.
No. I mean,
we all know that Jets owner Woody Johnson is notoriously patient and understanding when it comes to his staff.
Did you see Robert Saleh's brother?
No.
Tweet. So he was tweeting about the week that Robert Saleh got fired. He said, on this date, whatever, last year, the Jets were going into a game for a share of the AFC East first place.
Yeah.
2-3. And they fired Robert Saleh and haven't looked the same since. And it's true. Robert Saleh, that was a franchise-altering move there by Woody Johnson. They were a competent team, and they at least had that defense. And they just had to figure out quarterback.
The one issue they had was letting Aaron Rodgers pick the play caller.
Yep.
I think they had a solid coach. They had a good defense. You let Aaron Rodgers bring his golf buddy to call the plays. And that's the one issue you had, and you choose to fire the coach. They chose Aaron Rodgers over Robert Saleh, and that has not paid off whatsoever.
And now they're both gone.
Yep.
Both gone. Robert Saleh is on the 4-1 NFC leading San Francisco 49ers. And I think at the moment, the Steelers lead the AFC North. Like, it's just Jets are 0-5. To be a fan of a team with a owner like Woody Johnson, I've thought about so often. Like, I'm so happy that I did not grow up with something like that, because that has to be just demoralizing. There's a cup of sunshine for the Jets fans this morning. Let's move on. Don't worry, we're going to get our own here.
Yep.
AJ, Eagles, Broncos.
This
was one of the most disappointing. You did call it, right? Games for an Eagle fan and I didn't watch a single second of it. I was working the entire time, so I had my phone out the entire time, and I was feeling good. AJ, I was feeling great, actually. After that first half, I thought Jalen Hurts was peppering the ball all over the field. Saquon looked the best that he had all year. The defense looked really, really good. They're shutting down this Broncos team. And I kind of thought, of course, I overthought this one. The Broncos aren't playing well. The Eagles have won, how many games in a row. This should be a blowout. This should, be an easy win. And just like that, I think I texted you. Like, what the hell? What happened? I turned my phone off for like 30 minutes, and the Broncos sneak back in this game, steal the game away from the Eagles. Takeaways, man. What a miserable, miserable day for Eagle fans.
I watched every second of this game. Well, not every second, and I'll tell you why. I don't say that in a second. But I watched about 95 to 99% of this game, and I still don't really understand what happened. When I say I didn't watch every second, I went to the bathroom and then came out to an Evan Ingram touchdown. And then I was like, what happened?
What is happening?
But it was it's just been the story this year with the Eagles. We look good for a part of the game, and then we have 3 drives in a row going 3 and out. I don't really know. And I don't understand what I'm seeing while I'm seeing it with I don't know if it's the play calling. And look, call me a Jalen Hurts stan or whatever. Can we stop with that AJ Brown whose fault was AJ Brown stopped his route? What are we talking about?
It's not
even saying? Why is this a debate? Watch the tape. He stopped his route.
AJ, I saw major talking heads from like CBS.
Yes.
Like,
I don't understand. What is with the
Jalen Hurts missed AJ Brown and blew the game? Like, what?
What are you talking about?
What are you watching? It was so clear and obvious. And honestly, I usually just roll my eyes at whatever AJ Brown does. I just don't care.
Yeah.
It did piss me off that he didn't take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
He's sitting there, well, from my eyes, it was a miss. Like, bro, you stopped your route. We can all see it. You stopped your route on a double move. You think you're getting the ball. And the ball looked like if you would have kept running, it was perfectly thrown.
Yeah.
Perfectly thrown for a 60-yard touchdown.
Beat. It was a perfectly thrown ball. It was a touchdown.
Would have ended the game. Would have been a tagger. Ended the game. Game over. And you didn't finish your route. I thought Devontae Smith played really well. Honestly, I thought most people played really well. They just didn't finish the game. And it was a tale of two halves again. And I think it was on Philly radio. I was listening, and it was no one. You shouldn't be surprised by this if you're an Eagle fan. The Eagles have been playing with fire for the last couple of weeks, and eventually something like this was going to happen. Now, I don't want to overreact either. We're 4-1. Eagle fans, this is how you know we've leveled up, AJ. Eagle fans are freaking out. We're 4-1. Relax. We still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We still have one of the most talented rosters in the league. Yep. We still have Vic Fangio. We need to figure out this play calling thing for sure and get some consistency. We need to figure out the A.J. Brown thing. Yep. But I'm not worried in the slightest. It was good. Broncos are a good football team. They're a good football team. They fell asleep against.
That's it right there. The Broncos are a good football team. I think we all kind of as NFL fans, we all kind of soured on the Broncos a little bit from where we were when we came into the season.
Yeah.
But now the Broncos are just showing we are who you thought we were before the season started. We are a good football team. We're a good defense, and we've got a solid quarterback in Bo Nix. On the Eagles side, though, 2 of our next 3 games are the New York Giants. So
right?
We've got an opportunity. No, 2 of the next 3 games, not next 3 weeks. I'm not sure who the third game is, but I know we play Giants, and then in between another Giants matchup, there's another team. But we got an opportunity here to just get right back to looking like we're supposed to.
Yeah, Eagles are going to be fine. They're good. They're going to figure this out. And I remind you, last year, when we won the Super Bowl and looked like one of the most dominant teams to do so, we were 2-2 at this point, or 2-3, whatever. We were in a much worse position. Yeah. There are much bigger questions. There are much more injuries. So I'm not freaking out. Props to the Broncos. They are very excited in the post. I mean, people are just so excited to beat the Eagles right now, or even play the Eagles.
Yeah.
They had a full-on celebration. I heard Sean Payton called a franchise-altering win. Like, it was like a big deal.
Sean Payton, man.
I can't stand him. He hates the Eagles.
Yeah. Never mind. Next 3 real quick: New York, Minnesota, New York, and then the bye.
So 4 games until the bye.
3 games: New York, Minnesota, New York, and then a bye.
Okay, then a bye.
Bye's in 4 weeks, but yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's fine. That's perfect.
Right on time.
Let's move ahead now because we can talk Eagles, Broncos all day. Eagles 4-1, Broncos now 3-2. The AFC West is getting very interesting. Dolphins, Panthers. Go ahead, AJ.
I didn't even know until like 5 or 6 o'clock that night that the Dolphins lost this one. I was on a group text with some buddies, and we were going off. Well, earlier we were going off about how Bryce Young looked the worst player in the NFL, and then someone mentions like, I mean, I can't believe the Dolphins lost that one. I'm like, what? The Dolphins lost?
I mean, Rico Dowdle's show. This game is all Rico. 200 yards or whatever. Will that ever happen again? Will he ever get 150 yards again in his life?
Just this Dolphins defense is not. We're spending a lot of time talking about the Cowboys defense, the Bengals defense, and the Ravens defense, but the Dolphins are right there in that tier of just the worst of the worst defenses that the league has to offer.
That's the year we have this year. There's a lot of bad defense.
Like historically bad.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of points scored here. And it's not because we're seeing some amazing offense.
No.
This is just 239 rushing yards allowed last night or Sunday by the Dolphins to the Panthers.
I mean,
we're missing like 2 or 3 linemen.
Look at like fantasy football this year. You're just seeing stupid scoring across the board. Then we got these names we've never heard of before showing up on the waiver wire shows every week because they had 9 catches. I'm talking about the Cowboys receiver Flournoy or
Flournoy,
yeah. Like we're just just seeing historically bad defense this year. We're gonna talk about the worst one next.
But Miami. I mean, it's time to turn pages on stuff. Whatever you got to do, it's time for a fresh start. It's time to secure a top pick. Carolina, I don't think you start tanking. I think you do whatever you can to win and change culture. You're in a very different spot. You have some things in place. You got to figure out if Bryce Young is your guy next year. And I think you keep going for it as much as you can. Dolphins, though, it's time to blow it up. It's time to start over again.
They need to do what the Eagles did back in, what was that, 2020, where because the question was Howie, Doug Peterson, and Carson Wentz. Which one do you keep? And Eagles famously kept Howie. Worked out. With the Dolphins, you gotta look at all three and say, all right, two of them have to go. We need some continuity in somewhere, and I think that's with Mike McDaniel.
What would you? So that's who you would move forward with, Mike McDaniel?
I would stick with Mike McDaniel for sure. Tua's done. I don't think Tua has another starting job ever in this league after this season. I think Mike McDaniel has proven he can coach his way into some wins. I didn't watch this game. Obviously, as I said, had no idea the Dolphins lost. I was kind of keeping tabs on it earlier in the day, and then was shocked to find out they lost. So I don't know how they lost this one, but I think you stick with Mike McDaniel.
I agree, and we had this conversation in the offseason. He's shown that this team with this quarterback,
with this core,
has been the number one offense in the league. Has had the Tua Tagovailoa has led the NFL in passing with Mike McDaniel. It was an immediate turnaround too after Brian Flores.
Yeah, I
think the guy can coach. I think you're prolonging something that's bound to happen already. It's time to move the page with Tua. Tua was benched when Mike McDaniel came to town. This is a reclamation project that it's time to give up on already. Let Zach Wilson do whatever he wants, secure that top pick, and let's rebuild this roster. You have some pieces. You have some pieces to move forward with. All right, let's move forward here. Houston, Baltimore. I forgot. I was going to put the Undertaker's death bell thing that he comes out to because that's all that comes to mind when I think of the Ravens. They're done. 44-10. They get smoked by the Texans, who are coming alive here. But the Ravens, man, let's start there first. It's done, right?
It's over. They got the Rams next, who also desperately see that's what's crazy. They started the way they started, and now you're pulling teams that desperately need a win. This is what I spoke about when we made our picks. Houston needed this week. This is they played the exact game that I was calling for them to play when we made our picks. And now the Rams coming off of back-to-back losses. Now you pull the Ravens, and it's like sweet barbecue chicken. And I think it's done. They're going to lose to the Rams this week, and then they go into their bye, and hopefully you get Lamar Jackson back. But it didn't look good when Lamar Jackson was there. Derrick Henry's the cliff is we see the cliff now. This defense is literally one of the worst defenses in NFL history. And Jair Alexander, I'm so done with this dude. Get this dude out of the league. Did you see him trying to steal the ball? And then his comments after. Get this dude. I'm so sick of hearing him on a mic. He sounds like an idiot. His play is horrible. He's getting burned left and right. And then you have the gall and the nerve to go up there and try to take the football out of his hand. Shut up, dude.
He got burned for that touchdown. Like you're sitting there giving up a touchdown, and all of a sudden you decide, some integrity move for Ray Lewis's dance. That, let's be honest, you don't give a crap about Ray Lewis's dance.
Ray Lewis doesn't know you.
Yeah, the Raiders don't love you. You're not their boy. Like, you're not some representative of the Raiders.
The Ravens
now. Oh, sorry, Ravens. Yeah, I mean, you sound like a Raider at this point in your career. Yeah. It seems like the guy where you need to end up. But yeah, it's just they are incredibly injured, and that is the reason for the bad defense in my mind. Like, they're crazy injured. It's just not your year. It's not your year. Yeah. Unfortunately, Derrick Henry doesn't. There's only so many bullets in that gun, and it seems like it's about out. So it's time. I would try to trade the guy. Get something.
Who, Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to start next year with Derrick Henry, age 34 or whatever?
Yeah. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. Like, I try to turn the page here. You have some young pieces. You have Kyle Hamilton. You have
at the start of next season.
32, and this is how he looks right now. Yeah. He's so easily game scripted out. If they need to throw the ball at all, you can't have him on the field.
Yeah. I mean, he's notoriously off the field. I wish I had the numbers in front of me. He's off the field on third down.
Yeah.
Like third and short, too. Derrick Henry's not on the field.
Yeah. Other side, though, AJ, how good do you feel for the Texans?
I mean, this is, like I said, this is the game they needed. This was awesome to see. It was a beatdown. They got everybody going. I mean, how many 4 touchdown passes? To Nico Collins had one. Xavier Hutchinson, I believe, had 2. Jalen Noel had one. I mean, this is great. This is great
Stroud
to
is
see.
back.
Let's see. I'm not going to say that yet. I'm not going to say he's back. I'm not going to say he's back. Let's see him play a real defense. But this is what they did what they were supposed to do. They took care of business and end of discussion.
Yeah, I'm interested to see them moving forward. Could you? I shouldn't do this to you right on the spot, but who are they playing next? I'm so interested just how their season's going to go.
Yeah,
I think they're figuring out some stuff, and I think I want to see them now against a real test. It's interesting. As soon as CJGJ left, and they kind of had something happen. It hasn't come out yet, but something happened that week where they said it was supposed
to come out this week. I forget who reported that.
Diana Rossini, my girl, likes to stir some shit up all the time. But something happened in that building, and the result was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was gone, and Diana Rossini got some kind of nugget that she's sitting on. But ever since, they've looked better, and I am a little premature with their back thing, but we know this is a talented football team, and the vibes just seem right.
Mm-hmm.
DeMarco Murray is excited on the sideline again.
Yeah.
It feels right. You got that?
Perfect timing. They go right into their bye. And then they come out playing Seattle, San Francisco, Denver, Jacksonville.
Seattle.
Good games,
Seattle, Houston is awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
That is a Monday night.
Can't wait for
Week 7 Monday night game.
All right. Let's talk Titans, Cardinals.
Another game that I did not know the outcome of. I heard that one later too and was shocked because I watched like the first 3 quarters of this, and then I was paying attention to the next game we're going to talk about, as I'm sure America was.
Yes.
But yeah, I had no clue the Cardinals lost this game.
They blew a 21-6 lead in the fourth quarter in just the most interesting of ways you've ever seen. You had another drop ball at the goal line by DeMarcado. You had the silliest touchdown by the Titans, just bouncing off. It looks like a clown show. It looks like a peewee football game with a bunch of 4-year-olds. It's embarrassing, honestly. Even for the Titans, like for this to be your first win, like I don't know if you're going home and taking the boys out to eat over this one. You know what I'm saying? Like you're waiting until you find something here. Hold on, I lost my thing here.
Yeah, it wasn't a showcase of your talent from your quarterback or anything like that. It was just a weird Arizona gift wrapped this one for you.
Right. Cardinals, I mean, they lose again. It's you got to fire. It is another team. I mean, they're 2-3 now.
They started off 2-0.
They just lost to the Titans.
Yeah.
I mean, you have no confidence in them against the Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks.
No,
they have no shot. It's over.
Not at all. And I think you were alluding to this and you were about to go there. This is kind of like a not as bad Dolphin situation where it's just not working with Kyler Murray.
Yep.
It's not. He's not your franchise guy.
You gotta move him.
And you got to move him.
You got to move him. He's trash. He's a trash quarterback. I think he's holding back Marvin Harrison. I still believe in the guy. I think there's been multiple really good receivers there throughout the last couple of years that just haven't been able to be maximized because Kyler Murray plays like Lamar Jackson, but doesn't have any of the results of Lamar Jackson.
I think his size is a big thing here because when you watch him play, he there's like very few regular looking possessions
you can't
from an NFL quarterback because he cannot see over the line.
Yeah,
and he's nephew back there dodging left and right and running around, and it just sometimes I'm like, can you just step back in the pocket and find a receiver? And he can't do that.
Can't. I mean, think about it practically, AJ. You're 6'5" on a good day. Think about a 5'6" guy standing behind you, and there's 5 of you with about 60 more pounds on each one of you. It's just not practical. Like he can't do it. He can't do it.
I mean, you've seen some of those like camera views in practice from the quarterback. That already looks tough. Like I've seen that. I'm like, I couldn't play quarterback in the NFL. Are you kidding me? You got to make decisions while all that's happening around you. Right. And then from whoever it was that you've seen that, now bring it down about 4 inches.
Yeah. Kyler's got to go. I want to see them make a move this offseason. Rich Gannon, I don't know. What's his name? What's Gannon's first name? Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah.
Ex-Eagle. kind of, I don't know. It's kind of
How
out
you
on
feel
me
about
for him
him going off on DeMercado after that drop?
hilarious.
Yeah,
Hilarious. I just thought it was
I
really
like
funny.
it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
You should
and then
be
you
pissed.
got dudes putting their arm around it. This is the NFL, man.
No,
What?
bro.
Get your arm off of him.
You blew it.
Blew the
You
game.
blew it on something that like you're paid millions to carry the football. You should be able to be focused enough to carry it across the goal line. I understand we all make mistakes, but
Yeah, especially 7 days after we just saw someone else do it.
I was just
How do you still do that?
Yeah. All right, let's stop talking Titans
Yeah.
Cardinals. Let's move on. That was a trap game for sure. Buccaneers Seahawks, man. AJ, am I crazy to say Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback in the NFL right now?
Oh man. Let me
Is
think.
he the new Joe Burrow?
Let me think. Well, Lamar Jackson's gone. Yeah, you know.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL.
I think so.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL. This roster is so injured.
Yeah.
And what he's doing, like they're just a couple plays away from being what were they now? 4-1.
Yeah.
They almost beat the Eagles. They're a couple plays away from being 5-0. And it's just, I mean, you can never count the guy out. It's very Joe Burrow like. He's just going to keep coming at you, and he's unstoppable. He doesn't have a full complement of weapons right now. He's doing this with a rookie, the ghost of Chris Godwin, and Rashard White. He doesn't even have Bucky Irving. It's just, I mean, I'm so impressed with him. So impressed with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he does. He's doing everything that Joe Burrow does. It just doesn't look as pretty.
Right.
And that's just the way he plays. That's how he plays football. That's how he's always played football. And it's how exciting for Tampa Bay fans. Like, you get Brady comes to town, wins you a Super Bowl, and at that point you're just thinking that's awesome, but this is going to be over soon, and then we're back as a poverty franchise. And Baker Mayfield, of all people, at that time shows up, and I think I saw this video. They're in the top 5 in winning season streaks in the NFL because Baker Mayfield just stepped in and you never had a break.
Yeah, he's worth every penny they paid in the offseason. If I'm them, I'm paying him again. I'm re-upping. I'm extending. I'm doing whatever I can to build my team around this guy because he's shown when you have a quarterback who can cover for injuries and mistakes and just lift the whole thing of your team. Like if you put Baker Mayfield on the Cardinals or Baker Mayfield on the Dolphins or Baker, like he would lift all those teams.
Wow,
you know
I didn't think of that. That's a great exercise.
Like, how many put him on the fucking Vikings?
And you're talking about a guy who was free. Any team could have stepped in and given him a shot. He was absolutely free. And that's not even like I'm not even exaggerating there. He had that Rams week where he showed up the day of or 24 hours and had the game-winning drive. And then at that point, any team could have stepped in and said, hey, we want you here.
Yeah. Who's going to give me a chance? Who's going to let me start?
Yeah.
And the Bucs did it just because the Rams coaching staff went over there. Like, so they bring him because they had the hands of the guy. And they knew this guy has some juice left. We should probably kick the tires on Baker Mayfield. And here they are sitting with what I think is the best quarterback in the NFL. I think Baker Mayfield is there.
I think at this point of the season, you can't argue that. I think you're correct.
Not to overlook what the Seahawks are doing, though. I mean, this was the worst possible matchup for the Carolina Panthers because both these guys, AJ, were in Panthers camp, and they had Baker Mayfield running scout team defensive end. Here we are. It's 38-35. I mean, the biggest offensive explosion we've seen in years, and it's Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. This was a joy to watch. This is everything you love about NFL football.
It was 7 touchdowns in a row, if I remember correctly.
So
it was incredible to watch. It was
amazing.
Just easily, far and away, the best game of the week. It was a treat to watch this game.
2 of the best young receivers as well. Don't want to overlook that. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Mecca Buka holding it down for the Africans.
Right? It sounds like I remember when he first got drafted, I thought of a Mecca Okafor back in the NBA.
Yeah.
But I think he was American. I was Nigerian name.
I don't know. He's light skinned.
Yeah,
But
he
I
likes
mean,
it.
it's just, I mean, this is a joy to watch. Both these teams are not going away. The Seahawks are for real. Baker came back at the end and stole this game. The Seahawks had it won with a Sam Darnold led drive at the end of the game. Like both these quarterbacks, it was just whoever had the ball last was going to win. I'm surprised the Bucs did this to the Seahawks defense. I picked the Seahawks just because they had been a little more consistent and they had a better. I think they still have a better roster. But when you're the best quarterback in the NFL, you could cover for a lot of those things.
Yeah,
I want one of those games every week.
This was a great game. It sucks that somebody had to come out of this 3-2.
Right.
Like both of these teams deserve to be 4-1 after that performance. But best quarterback in the NFL, Baker Mayfield.
I'm there. Lions, Bengals. Lions continue to roll. Bengals need a new quarterback at this point. You can't keep running Jake Browning out there. Lions, they're back. As far as like that week one seems so long ago.
Yeah.
The offense looks creative again. It looks fine.
They're having fun like they normally do. Lions.
Exactly. That's what you remember about the Lions. They're always having a good time, just messing with people.
And what you said at quarterback, Bengals have to make a move. Good for Jamar Chase, getting to see him play this or put up these types of stats. That's what he can do. Just get the ball in his hands and let him cook. But yeah, you absolutely have to do something at quarterback. You've already got the worst offensive line in football. You can't have Jake Browning out there on top of that.
Yeah. 37-24 is not a proper description of this game. You see 21 points in the fourth quarter. This was a complete blowout, and that's really all there's to take away from it. Let's move on to the Commanders and the Chargers in one of the more shocking finishes that I saw when I looked down at my phone as I was working. Commanders blow out the Chargers 27-10. And just like that, the Chargers are charging up this offense, this defense, this entire team. What happened to the Chargers, who were the best team in the NFL? What happened to the MVP favorite, Justin Herbert? Is it as simple as they lost their tackles?
I mean, that definitely contributes to it, but as quickly as I'm sitting here saying, all right, you've convinced me, Justin Herbert, it just he just shows why we've been so or not we being our circle of fans have been so apprehensive to label him as one of those bona fide top 5 guys. It's because of days like this. It's because he does this in big moments. This wasn't a must win, but this was a statement week that you needed to win coming off of that loss to the New York Giants last week. And just in these moments, he shrinks. You didn't score a point after the first quarter. Not a single point.
The Commanders' defense is getting run up on all year long. Yeah. All year long.
Yeah.
I think they're in for some rough days in the future. Amari Hampton goes on IR right after this game.
Yeah.
They're already without Najee Harris. They obviously have a great receiver core, but if Herbert can't maximize them and the defense keeps, getting played like this, dang. I was so in. They reached like number 3 on my top 10 list.
Well, they got an opportunity here next week to play in Miami.
Yeah.
So, you better do it.
Washington is a completely different team with their superstar young quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, everyone plays different. Like, everybody. It's just he's a franchise changer. This is what he's been since the moment he walked into the NFL. He lifts the entire franchise. Everyone plays better. Everyone is more accountable. Everyone is locked in. Jane Daniels shows up, and just the line is blocking. They're an unstoppable running game. They're shutting down the Chargers, 10 points. Jane Daniels is such a needle mover for this team and for the NFC. I think they showed on Sunday, as long as Jaden Daniels is there, and he didn't even play that well. He struggled to start. It was a slow start. But as long as JD is there, I think they have a shot.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. I think this week as a whole just kind of elevated the NFC for me. Obviously, we just talked about the Bucs, the Seahawks, the Commanders, San Francisco. I'm still in on the Rams, the Eagles. I think the NFC as a whole just kind of elevated in my mind this week, and the Commanders are definitely one of those teams.
Yeah, We talked about the Chargers. I think Commanders, as they get healthy, they're going to be interesting to watch. There is rumblings that McLaurin's going to be fine and be back here soon. So we're looking forward to seeing what they are. We didn't really know what they were because Jaden Daniels was hurt and McLaurin was hurt, and McLaurin just got there before camp, and there's so much we didn't know. It's going to be fun to see Commanders kind of take shape next couple of weeks. Let's finish it off here, AJ, with the Bills, the last undefeated, going down to the Patriots. Josh Allen not going to get nearly the amount of scrutiny that Jalen Hurts will get for going down. But still, 23-21, Patriots, big win for Vrabel, huge win for Stephon Diggs. He was like crying after. And I think the matchup, when we first saw Vrabel go to the Patriots, this is what we thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, well, can they compete with the Bills? I mean, this is what Vrabel does. He plays above his head. He bets above his limit. This is what he does.
Yeah, it's exactly what he did with the Tennessee Titans when they went on that playoff run, when they beat the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens and made it all the way to the AFC Championship. And then here he is now doing it with the Patriots. Drake May looked awesome. There were some throws he made that were just absolutely incredible. And then Stephon Diggs. I don't know how I didn't circle this game. The return to Buffalo. I don't know how I didn't circle this game. And then that picture came back up in all the conversation when he was with Houston last year, and he gave him the side eye. Did you see what he said though?
What?
I liked it. He said he's like, and everybody looks at that. And he's
right.
I was looking at him like, man, that was my brother. That was my boy.
Right.
So I liked seeing that because I don't like this imaginary beef, especially with Josh Allen. But the Patriots. This was a needed win for them. 3-2 now. Keep it rolling because this is just a huge win on a national stage, and just announces to the world like we are to be taken seriously.
We know they're talented. We saw it in free agency. We know that they have extremely talented defense and extremely talented defensive coach and play caller and a good young quarterback. If they can put this one together, I think it'd be really interesting. Side note, AJ, will top pick running back Trayvon Henderson ever get the ball?
Well, Antonio Gibson is now out for the year with a torn ACL.
So who are they going to sign to not
I was going to say, who are they bringing up from the practice squad to also get 6 carries to match Trayvon Henderson's 6 carries? I thought last week was supposed to be the week. They continued to give Ramondre Stevenson the ball after his fumbles. They continue to give Antonio Gibson the ball after his fumble.
Did you hear Vrabel talk about it?
I saw a little snippet of him saying he's not going to punish.
Hopeful.
Yeah,
it sounded like he mentioned he finished the conversation with definitely want to give him some looks on kickoff return. Like, oh,
why do you draft him?
I don't know.
Why do you draft him? Where you draft him? Give him Antonio Gibson carries.
Antonio Gibson.
What are we doing?
Jesus. You see the teams on the bye there this week: the Falcons, Bears. Looking forward to seeing what they look like coming out of a bye. Packers as well. A lot of exciting teams here. Steelers coming out of that bye, going in on a high as well. All of these 4 teams, I think, are going to be in at least playoff contention as we go down the stretch here. Byes are starting, and so that's always an interesting time for these teams. Some of them are going to crawl into these byes, and others like these teams here are going to kind of go into them on a high. That's always a fun kind of dynamic to me. Any other big takeaways from week 5 before we head out here?
I just, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, the NFC. So I'm going to name those teams, these 7 teams real quick that I think are locked into the playoffs. Yeah. San Francisco, Philly, the Rams.
Yep.
And then Tampa Bay, Seattle, Detroit, and Washington. If that's the case, that means the Bears are missing the playoffs again. That means the Vikings are missing the playoffs. That means Atlanta's not taking that step. I just think those teams solidified themselves all this week. Obviously, the Eagles had the bad loss, but still remain 4-1. I think those teams solidified themselves as this is going to be the playoff picture in the NFC. It just, I don't know, this week made me, because there's always been this kind of like a dichotomy with the AFC is this awesome conference with the great quarterbacks. Well, now we're down Joe Burrow, we're down Lamar Jackson. And then I think the NFC was like, the NFC just, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. It's definitely I think the Super Bowl champion comes from the NFC this year. I
Yeah.
think they're just better in every way. They have the best division of football. They have the best, I think, quarterbacks as a whole in football. Some really incredible dynamic defenses as well. Yeah, I think the NFC is definitely the stronger conference, not division right now. And I think that's something we need to stop thinking. The AFC is this superior deal with superior quarterbacks. Maybe 6-7 years ago, and it only lasted for about a year and a half before people start getting hurt or whatever. I don't have anything else. A couple of rookies are kind of making impacts. That was fun to see. The comebacks are incredible. Special teams continues to be a theme for this year, which is really interesting. It is a really fun week as far as football on the field. The Eagles losing was a major bummer for me. Literally, I went 2 for 3 in fantasy, so at least 2 of my teams won. But it was just I'm ready to turn the page now. I'm ready to see
the important one to your boy.
I did lose to UAJ. You know what I mean, this isn't a fantasy show, but you know what I realized about my fantasy team? I always do this every year too. I go in and I build for the playoffs. And then I struggle at the beginning because I'm built for the playoffs.
And then you get impatient.
And I get impatient and grab win now guys. And then I don't want Devontae Adams on my team because I'm so future orientated. So I go and trade for the young guy. I need to pick a plan here and stick with it.
Yeah.
And I think you haven't heard the last from me yet. And my young studs team, Judkins.
Yeah, you had some your bench went absolutely off.
Yeah, I think when you have young guys, it just takes a minute to figure out what you have.
And to trust them, to trust putting them in your lineup.
And to trust them. Woody Marks is someone I still believe in. But it's just it takes time for these locker rooms. You got to take into consideration locker room politics. Nick Chubb is not going to get benched like it's nothing.
Yeah,
that's going to be. They're gonna make a rookie, a lower draft round pick rookie, take that job.
Yeah,
even like Krosky Merritt was splitting carries with Chris Rodriguez and Josh Nichols, whatever the hell his name is.
McNichols,
yeah. It's going to take time, but anyways, not a fantasy show. But yeah, I mean, I think the season's been fun. It's always fun when the rookies are impacting, and they're certainly impacting.
And that's just been a thing for the last 5 years. Rookies are just they show up and they show out.
I love it. All right, that's all we got for today, episode 286, recapping a really, really fun week number 8. AJ, Eagles, quick turnaround Thursday night, Giants, Eagles. I think the Giants are going to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, I'm not worried about this one at all.
Stop Eagles team. We will be back Friday recapping that one and also picking every game for week number 6. Until then, AJ, Joey, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.